Welcome to the Legion Outriders podcast, your source for the latest Legion news, opinion, and analysis. And now, the Outriders.
We're back. How's it going, Outriders? Matt and Dan here. How's it going, Dan?
No, we took an extra week off, but for good reason.
Yes, because games was the reason.
Games, yes.
Yeah, this is just one of those awkward times where our local FLGS Cantina get-together for Legion happened to line up on the Saturday we were recording. Because of an oblong month, I think we had too many Saturdays in the last one.
One of those 5-week months.
Yeah, so we had to kind of reset the clock a little bit. So yeah, because it gives us stuff to talk about, and we will talk about our games and whatnot going on.
Is that what we do here? We
talk
about things
occasionally. Yes.
Oh, okay.
We have things and we talk about the things. That's what middle-aged podcasting is all about.
Nice.
Well, maybe for you. You're still a very young man.
Well, I have a face for podcasting. What can I say?
That's why you're a natural to it.
Yeah.
But glad to have you guys all here, and we're going to get into it. We've got a couple of things to talk about today. Specifically, we had our games last week, and that was fantastic. We also have an interview with Mike Berry, Dashz.
He doesn't pronounce the Z.
Oh, okay, just
Dashz.
Okay, he'll be coming on and talking about a really cool new project that the Fifth Trooper guys are working on with a narrative campaign thing going. So we're going to have that towards the end of the show. We've, of course, got your Star Wars news and then also the LVO countdown and news.
Yes.
I don't want to spoil too much, but that train, she's a-rolling.
Yes.
But let's go ahead and start it out. Dan, is there any news out in the Star Wars verse?
Well, yeah, actually, a lot of things have been coming out from the shows currently in production.
Nice.
Book of Boba Fett, of course, which is currently in post-production. Looks like they've wrapped filming.
I hate reading.
You hate reading?
Yeah. I thought they were doing a TV show. You see what I did there? A Book of Boba Fett?
Book of Boba.
Yeah, okay. Come on. You gotta stick and move. Come on.
Oh, man. Anyway, Tamora Morrison had an interview with Rotten Tomatoes about his time on the show, and he said, quote, "We can't say too much, but we're going to see his past and where he's been since The Empire Strikes Back."
Slowly digesting.
Yeah, well, no. So, I mean, this implies that they're going to go as far back
as Empire. That's cool.
To do flashbacks and other things like that.
Just have him kind of bebopping around in space while the Star Destroyers jump in and the Falcon just floats away with the trash, and he's just listening to like super heavy synth pop from Corellia, and it's just kind of doesn't have his pants on. He's like, "All right, here we go," that kind of thing.
Well, the comic series, the War of Bounty Hunters, which is currently going on right now, is actually playing out what happens between him picking up Solo and then dropping him off at Jabba's. Part of the was it Shadows of the Empire? They had that whole thing mapped out in Legends, but they're kind of re-going through that era right now.
Oh, interesting.
So
okay.
There's a whole comic series working on that.
Up.
Yeah,
got to go get my Disney or Marvel Unlimited. Disney Unlimited, I guess.
And I'm no spoilers, of course, but there's a very interesting character from the Solo movie that pops up.
Oh,
so,
yeah. Speaking of surprising characters, even up on you watch Bad Batch.
Oh, yes.
I messaged you.
And of course.
And I was, again, we're not going to say any spoilers, guys, but I was surprised.
Yeah,
I thought that there was a thing that happened, but I guess it might have been out of sequence.
No, I mean, this was, I think, one of the best episodes of Bad Batch so far.
Seriously,
so, yeah,
I think it was one of my favorites. So if you guys haven't seen it, go check it out. And you can go, ooh, like I did. Or like John May? I don't know. I don't think he's even watching, so.
But yeah, Book of Boba Fett, so we're going to see some interesting jumping around the timeline with Boba Fett there, which makes sense that they cleaned up his armor now so that you can really tell by the condition of his armor of what time period we're going into.
That's interesting. I hadn't considered that. That's kind of, it is a device now that they can use to communicate to the audience what's going on.
Yeah.
They kind of did that in, was it Castle Rock? Anyways, there was a...
Fraggle Rock, what?
Yeah, down at Castle Rock. Yeah, based on the Stephen King works. But no, there was a character with dementia, so she would put out like chess pieces, so she would always know, if there's not a chess piece in this room, I'm having a flashback. If there is one, then I know I'm, real time.
Well, look at you.
Anyways.
Look at you being cultured here.
Is Stephen King culture? A culture, but But that's kind of cool. Kind of the same thing here.
Yeah. And Andor, which is currently filming right now, it's going to be released sometime in 2022. We don't have a rough time. But Stellan Skarsgård, which is playing a as of yet unnamed character. For those,
what, is he the It guy?
Was he in It? I know
one of the Skarsgårds was.
I know he was in.
Actually, one of the Skarsgårds was in Castle Rock. I know that there's two of them though, and I don't know which is which.
But this is the one that was in the Avengers movies as the professor in the Thor movies.
Oh, different Skarsgård.
Okay,
Never mind.
yeah.
No, definitely not the It guy then.
Right. And of course, he is Swedish, so he was on a Swedish radio talk show. And he stated that he had at least 2 good scenes with Forrest Whitaker.
Oh.
So Forrest Whitaker had not yet been confirmed for Andor yet to play Saw Gerrera, but this kind of confirms that Saw Gerrera is going to be in Andor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's. I mean, it makes sense, but
depends if he's going to be, his bald version, or is he going to be the crazy hair version from the earlier trailers. Rogue One.
Or this could always just be lies.
Deception.
We'll let the poor gullets sort it out. Wow, I was really wrong on my Skarsgårds there. I feel a little bit bad about that. I got super excited, but anyways.
And then in Kenobi, Liam Neeson had an interview on Jimmy Kimmel, and he stated on Jimmy Kimmel he has not been approached for a role in the Kenobi series.
Oh.
So is that true, or is that just a cover? Because
It could be.
how long did Ewan McGregor say he was never approached for Obi-Wan? He said that for like 8 years.
Did that happen after the case, or?
A good question.
Curious.
Yeah,
I mean, they've been talking.
I mean, this kind of thing needs time to set up.
It would be kind of cool to have like a Force Ghost cut.
Yeah, everyone's like, because he's obviously been talking to Qui-Gon during this whole period. There's a lot of ancillary media that says
because they taught him how to do.
Yeah, they taught him how to do it in the certain point of view books. There's stories where he is. So like there is media that shows that he was talking,
but not quite like the bosom buddies, Odd Couple, where he's coming home and Qui-Gon's, he's just kind of laying around smoking cigars, making a mess, and Obi-Wan just throws up his hands and is like, Master, please. Hey, Disney, if you want to approach me about the rights to your own property there.
Yes, a bunch of dirty Force Ghost dishes laying around and empty Force Ghost pizza boxes, I'm sure.
The blue milk just leaves such a ring around the glass. It's tough to scrub it out after the fact.
So yeah, lots of cool stuff to look forward to end of this year, next year for the Star Wars shows.
Yeah. No, very excited for this. Not Star Wars related, but again, tangentially, you've been watching Loki, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah. We've only got 2 episodes.
2 episodes, but still,
that second episode.
Yeah,
I mean, I liked the first one, and then I really liked the second one. They set up some really nice twists, and I swear I love the set design more than anything in this whole show so far. Just seeing what would happen if a cosmic bureaucracy just kind of is just given heed to run and just bureaucracize it all out. The most boring, drab, wonderful sets I've ever seen.
And I love the analog aesthetic.
Yeah, it's very, very analog, and definitely some shades of Jurassic Park with the DNA.
The
cartoon.
Yeah. Spared no expense.
Yeah, spared no expense. Yeah, but really been enjoying that. Anything else going on? I think I'm still reading the second Alphabet Squadron book. Have you been?
I'm still going through a few Legends novels. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Back in the Legends.
Yeah.
Why do you torture yourself?
Because, that's where the good content is. But anyway.
Well, it could be current content again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm going to have to definitely go check out those comics. Okay. Well, I think that's pretty much concluding on that. What else kind of news do we have?
LVO tickets are on sale. Well... And they're gone.
And they're gone. Yeah. If you didn't already get your LVO tickets, worry not, because they do have a standby list.
Oh, yeah.
And there's always, I think we've talked about this every time there's an LVO. There's always people that don't show up day of, either travel complications, Vegas complications. They do happen. But
and
I'm very excited. This happened within even shorter than last time.
Yeah,
we had way more
it was about
people.
2 hours roughly.
Yeah.
Which it was about 2 hours and 2.5 hours last 2019. So yeah.
Don't quote me on this. I think I heard the secondary events still might have a spot or two.
I think there's might be some roving spots. Specifically on the team events, I know that standbys will definitely get in, because there was some initial confusion on how many tickets you needed for a team. So officially it is you only need one ticket for both players.
Okay.
So, and there's many instances I've been hearing on the Discord and online of, each player bought their own ticket. So there will definitely be slots opening up logically for the team event. So yeah, definitely get registered for a side event if you are planning on coming, and then definitely get on the standby because, there's always a drop. There's always someone who couldn't make a flight, couldn't make it last second situation, drank too much.
Yeah, I mean... Yeah. Get rolled.
Get rolled. Oh, yeah. So yeah, no, definitely. If you are serious about coming out, get on the standby, get in a secondary event, and definitely book your tickets and plans because even if you don't get the main event, it's still a great party.
Yeah, for sure. So. Yeah, speaking of tickets and plans, I think I've officially got my air travel and a rental car and everything out for Lone Star Open.
Oh, nice.
We were chatting a little bit in the Discord for LSO and informally putting together like maybe a dinner on Saturday night. So we're going to go get some grub. Apparently there's some Velvet Taco place out there that is supposed to be amazing.
That's very innuendo-ish.
We have the Pink Taco out here too.
True.
I mean, so who am I to judge?
Hmm.
But yeah.
Well, LVO, 223 days away.
Is that it? Mm-hmm. Oh, are you going to be done with your table?
Maybe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, hopefully. We got to play some games on it last week. We'll get into that here in a second. Real quick, a big thank you again to our Patreon members. We have the next STL File Patreon reward. It's going to be going up. By the time you're hearing it should be up there in the Discord, so you can get digital files for our Welcome to Canto Bight / Las Vegas terrain sign that you can print out for yourself. Yeah. Or if you don't have print capability, there will be a link with a severe discount if you're an active Patreon member with access to Discord to the 6UP guys that will do a print job for you and send it out. And thanks again to them for doing that.
Yeah, thank you, Keegan, and I'm glad you're remembering 6UP now instead of 6 Plus.
I figure you mess it up enough times. This is how I learn in games. You know,
every time you start to say 6, I'm like waiting in anticipation. I'm like, is he gonna say plus? Is he gonna say L?
Well, I got to keep you guessing. I guess I'll have to kind of throw some mix-ups in there once in a while. But anyways, so take a look at that. There will be some pictures up there. If you're not, and if you're not a Patreon, but you do want to support the show and get this very cool STL file that Drake and Jeff both worked on very hard. Apparently, printing letters is something tricky. So we thought we were going to have this out.
It's not printing the letters; it's getting them this right size so that they print as a solid piece.
I think I covered it.
Printing
the letters.
Printing the letters.
But you can head over to the 6UP Supply. You got me questioning it now. There'll be a shout out in the break, of course, for that little commercial spot we do.
Yeah.
But anyways, go check that out. Let us know what you think, and we're already working on the next wave of things.
Things are brewing.
It's mead. We're doing mead. We're sending people booze now. No, we're not. Anyways, we're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be back to talk about our games from last week, and then set up for an interview with Dashz. Hey guys, Matt here to tell you about our friends over at 6UP Supply. If you're like me and don't have access to your own 3D printers, 6UP Supply has you covered with a whole suite of printing services to bring those awesome files to life. The Outriders are proud to be partnered with 6UP, and you could find special themed terrain, gear, and tokens with a big discount for Patreon members in the Outriders Central section of the website. And that's not all. You can also get terrain bases, game supplies, tools, LED kits, and more. Stuff is being added all the time. So stop by the number 6upsupply.com and use coupon code OUTRIDER to save 10% on your next order, and let them help you up your game.
You are receiving the Legion Outriders podcast. Ending the transmission now would be most unfortunate. And now, the Outriders.
Welcome back, Outriders. Did you hear the commercial spot? There's the link. But anyways, we're going to talk about the event. We've been having more and more people show up to our local FLGS. We picked up some new folks this time.
Yes.
And we've had a very kind of casual, try to get people back into playing events and Legion, and obviously in specific that we go out. But we had, 8 people show up last?
yeah, there was initially 7, then we had one late person come in.
Okay.
But
But
yeah.
we were missing several of our regulars, so
Yeah.
that was actually pretty good numbers
Yeah,
for
and
what we saw.
Surprisingly, of course, all of the newer players that we had in are also in our local area chat, so they all heard about LVO, and actually a majority of them actually have LVO tickets.
That's awesome.
So,
Yeah, because I think most of them started playing around Christmas time. So, and then actually, I played one guy, Tyler, I think his name was. I think that was it. If I'm mangling your name, Tyler, or not Tyler, I apologize. But dude's been doing his homework. Like, he's been consuming all the podcasts. He recognized Jeff's voice. It was kind of funny. I was like, aw. And we ended up playing a game together. But yeah, it was him and a couple of buddies that came down, and everybody got games in. Jan was kind of walking the pits, making sure everybody was being entertained and answering rules questions, because there was, I mean, obviously when you're new and when the rubber hits the road, you think things work a certain way, and you're like, well, actually no, or hey, there was a rules update here, and that was it was very good to have you on hand for that. So maybe it was great instead of interrupting your game like crazy.
Well, no, since we had 7 of us at first, I chose to kind of let everyone else play and be the unofficial judge walking around, which was great, because with the newbies they had lots of questions. Yeah, one of our local guys, Anthony, his child, he was having a child, or his wife was in labor, so he couldn't make it. So congratulations. Yeah. And I think John was out in California, so. And then Areco was late. But we had still people. Plenty of people. We had people.
Yeah. But for my game, I was practicing my double T-47 with Z6 options on the Rebel Troopers this time. So Rebel Officer, Z6s, Rebel Veterans, Mark II Blasters, T-47, one astromech thrown in there, just for in case. And let me think. Is there anything else I'm missing there? I think that was pretty much it. And it was fun. Had a lot of fun. Like I said, Tyler had been doing his research and been reading up. He is a massive consumer of tactical data. And holy crap, this guy's going to be a terror when he gets, the full understanding of the rules, if such a thing is possible.
Mm-hmm.
And he ended up winning. It was a very close game. And I was having fun just blasting people off the tables, but he did the thing that he had read about and just preserving his rebel troops and then making a last-second surge to... We were playing moisture evaporators on battle lines with hostile environment.
Ooh.
So I thought, okay, I'm playing, vehicle... Oh, 2 ATRTs with rotary blasters. I knew I was missing some stuff. Mm-hmm. So I'm doing some very armor-skewy things. Just guys to grab objectives, and I was hoping that he would be a little bit more screwed. And he actually kind of was, with the hostile environment, because he had a lot more troops than I did. Unfortunately, it was so many troops I couldn't quite blast them all, and he was playing, peekaboo hide and seek in the back. And because your Star Tours board is so well populated, he had plenty of places to hide for my T-47s. But it was a cracking good game, as they say, and I definitely look forward to playing him again. Did you watch any games that were notable to you, Dan?
Yeah. And I apologize. They're the 2 new players that were playing each other, because Jeff was playing another relatively new person to our area.
He's out of town. I think he's been coming down again recently. I think he's been playing for a while. He just might not have had games in for a while.
Yeah, and then of course Jeff brought the AA5.
Yes, yes, he did,
and was driving his party wagon around there.
Was he doing donuts in the middle of the table?
Not quite what John did, because I don't think he had the. And I'm sorry, Jeff, I don't remember your list, but I don't believe he had the. God, I forgot the name of the pilot. The one that drives around.
Reckless Driver.
Reckless Driver. Yes, that's it. Because I did not see the AA5 moving all that much. He was moving at more of a stationary, middle of the board, pass out.
Just support thing.
Support thing.
Did he have the weapons upgraded at all?
Shoot. I did not look close enough.
I'm sorry, I'm putting you on the spot. Yeah. I know you were watching a bunch of games right there, but
and of course his was kind of more dry fit together, because he's running a bunch of LEDs through his AA5.
Dude, he's been putting up pictures of that. It's looking really good. It's kind of hilarious, and we'll talk about it in a second. But he had specifically made engineered a way to make a hinge door so we can open and close it. And turns out you don't even have to do that now.
Yeah. Well, he was doing it specifically for rules purposes.
Yeah.
And the rules, it doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
But
Well, maybe he could. We could do some homebrew rules, like as he does a drive-by, he can open up the door and just kind of clip somebody, like in that one zombie game.
But the other two players I was watching, it was a double AAT. And this is a gentleman in our area who paints all of his droid army with metallics.
Oh, yes. That is a very bright army.
Yeah, so he had a shiny gold and a shiny silver tank on board.
Yes, and troops to match.
And troops to match. Yeah, his B2s were like, not quite chromed, but full silver out. Him and Jeff were talking because Jeff was using some nice metallics for his C-3PO.
Oh, yeah,
So,
yeah. He got a really good
so they were talking paint there. That was they were playing, and of course his opponent was playing Empire. Was a Bosk. Was it Bosk Krennic?
I thought I heard something about Bosk in the background.
Yeah, it was either Bosk Veers or Bosk Krennic.
Okay.
With 2 Death Trooper squads alongside it.
Ooh.
So it was a little spicy there.
A little classic Empire action.
Yeah. Unfortunately, though, the tanks,
Tank's gonna tank.
Tank's gonna tank.
Double AAT?
Yeah.
Who hurt you? Says the guy. Yeah. Well, I mean, AATs are like.
There are a lot of good questions.
Good.
Actually, some of the new players had never worked with silhouettes before, so we were loaning out our silhouettes.
Yeah, I ended up giving away one of mine to them, so they have one at least in the group.
Yeah.
But,
they were picking that up, and we advised them, of course, you're coming to LVO, you're going to need these, so make sure you get some of these.
Right.
As well as the line lasers. They had never used line lasers before to draw a line of sight, and they thought that was the greatest thing. And actually, one of them ran over into the store area and bought one immediately.
Hey, there you go.
So,
support the places you play.
Yeah. So no, it was overall a good fun event. We had our 8th player show up a little bit late, and I had some things to do, so I didn't play him, but he did hop on with the gentleman you were playing.
Yeah, I think.
And they got a game in as we were both leaving, you and I. So yeah,
that's cool.
It was a good event, fun times, and
for just a casual kind of thing. But we'll definitely have some more in the future there. But I did kind of allude to a second there, talking about Jeff's AA5 with the whole door configuration. And actually, there was an official ruling. This was asked on the AMG forums that we've talked about before, specifically with LJ. And basically, they ruled. Well, Dan, do you want to go over it?
Both the AA5 and LAT, of course, can be modeled doors open or doors closed. But yes, it has been officially ruled that for purposes of line of sight, their doors are considered to be closed. They're considered to be a solid model. So unfortunately, there's no keyhole.
No drawing line of sight like through
the hole in the
shot.
vehicle. Yeah,
that's good.
Though related to that, it was also ruled that ankle shots under the AA5 are allowed.
Well, could you paraphrase what the exact wording is? Because I think it does make a difference.
Yeah.
So you read it to me before the episode, but it was basically along the lines of...
Silly me, I closed it on my phone. Let me bring it back up here.
If you can clearly draw a line of sight underneath the vehicle and see the other model, you can make a shot.
Yes.
Which I think that's going to be kind of a corner case scenario, and it actually begs a further question for me.
There's a little bit of chatter online about a tactic to do with this, where you basically drive your AA5 up to your opponent's line, hitting them, maybe not hitting them, but right up to them, and then using the reposition to flip it 90 sideways. So it's a long wall, basically. And because your opponents are right up against the A5, they can't see under it, but your troops... farther back on your gun line can see.
Interesting.
Now, they'll still get heavy cover, of course, because you're shooting a mostly obscured model.
Yeah.
But it leads to an interesting little interaction where you just drive up in their face, do the power slide sideways.
Yeah. Now, this reminds me of an old 40K Tau tactic with the Devilfish, because those were repulsor APC kind of things. And you could, deploy your guys behind it and shoot through. I think this was 4th edition though, so it was a while ago. But I don't know. I don't know what I feel about that. I think that sounds okay, because you do have you got a giant target and you got to deal with it. Not being able to fire back and being fired upon doesn't feel great. But then again, I haven't gotten to play against it or with it, so I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. Just load up on impact, load up on anti
armor
vehicles.
Like delete the AA5 and
yeah.
it's no longer a problem.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Just be prepared because we're going to see more vehicles. This I'm not going to say gone is the day of exclusively infantry heavy lists, but I think we will see more vehicles out there.
Oh yeah, I mean, and this proclamation has been said from the rooftops before when like the Saber and AAT came out.
Yeah.
But I think it's actually a lot more serious this time with all the advantages the AA5 brings.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, absolutely. And I do want to see that played and tested and see if there's going to be any further rulings, but we're going to try to keep an eye on that rules form, and any other spicy ones that pop up like that we'll probably be talking about on there. That was kind of the one that really caught my eye because, like we said, Jeff specifically put hinges on his things so he can have it look cool because he's painting out the interior, doing the lights and all that. He wants to showcase it as a model.
Hopefully it'll be done in time for LVO.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Would he even taken it as LVO list? I don't know. I haven't talked to him about that. But I like that they tend to favor having cool looking models over having models for advantage. Mm-hmm. So we see that with the cylinders, not the cylinders, but the silhouettes with like the ARC troopers on the stands and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I like that. So consider the AA5 and LAT just a solid chunk model. You can't do your trick shots through there. I think it's good. I think that's real good. I want to make sure that we can give our hobbyists canvases in which to express their Star Wars Sabine-ness, I guess. Should we say that? But anyways, any other thoughts on that event? Did we give away a Luke on that? I thought they said that they were...
I think the store has given away all of its Lukes.
Oh, okay, that might have just been apocryphal. I just thought about that.
I brought my pile of my
promo cards
that I have spares of, and I handed out to a few of them. And then one of the guys who was there before, he's like, "Oh no, you gave me some last month." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Oh, cool.
So,
I really need to go through my stuff and throw in. We need to put together a little welcome Kit Katty thing. Just like, oh, here's cards and promos. This is, I don't need 12 special Rebel Trooper cards here. Maybe I do. No, I don't. But we'll definitely keep an eye out, and I'm glad that the events are continuing, and I think we're talking about going back to 2 a month, so we'll
hopefully.
See how that goes.
We've been talking with the current owner of the store to say maybe we'll do a casual one weekend and a more formal tournament another. A lot of the newer guys who did get their LVO tickets are like, hey, are we going to start doing more formal tournaments?
Good.
And I'm like, yeah, we'll I mean, most definitely towards the end of the year, we'll definitely get some LVO prep.
Yeah.
Maybe throw some clocks out there to put time pressure on there.
It makes a big difference.
Yeah. Not necessarily chess clocks, but like set a timer for the whole group to say, hey,
that's fair.
Just to get them used to that sort of thing. So.
Yeah, the games did tend to go a little long, as you expect, because we were stopping to look up rules and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, very excited to see more come down. But anyways, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back with Dashz and talking about a narrative player campaign coming from 5th Trooper. Welcome back, Outriders. Matt and Dan here with you, and we're very happy to welcome to the show Mike Berry from the 5th Trooper, here to tell us about the Stormtide narrative campaign box that is being promoted right now. How you doing, Mike?
I'm great. It is hot and muggy here in DC, so it's pretty much par for the course. I imagine where you are, it's hot and dry.
Yeah, we've got the hotness on lock, but luckily it is very dry. So it's about as dry as Dan's chicken sandwiches.
My chicken sandwiches are not that dry.
And well, they are these days, anyways. But this is a very unique initiative, and I'm very excited to hear all the details about it. What can you tell us about the Stormtide?
Yeah, so essentially Stormtide is a narrative campaign in the kind of idea, if people are familiar with Hunt a Killer or like Loot Crate, where you get like a box of stuff each month. This product is kind of built out like that, where you get a box of Sweet Legion goodies every month that have a couple missions in it, and all of the goodies in the box correspond to making your army better or have something to do with the missions. And each month, one box will like segue into the next, and you'll be able to play it over a series of boxes. Right now, we've got about 6 planned that are like done. and if people really love it, we'll kind of continue on the journey. But that's really up to the Legion community at this point.
Right on. Now, because it is campaign, does it actually track, is there differences if somebody wins a scenario versus loses, and then next month it reflects that maybe?
So overall, as far as the consequences in the campaign go, there are two different sort of tracks that we're tracking on. The first is kind of this is you won, you did a thing, you get bonuses. So in the campaign, if you win, you're gonna get more basically like experience or resources than your opponent for that mission, which you can put into like leveling up your commander, which we can talk about, or other things. And then on a separate track to that is when you complete a mission, you'll actually go to the Stormtide website. There's a QR code on each mission, and it'll have you input some information, and it'll have you tell us like which team won the battle. And from there, we're going to take that metadata and help use it to kind of like build the universe. So as we kind of continue through the story, if your team is doing all these sweet things, your team is going to have narrative things that are built in down the line based on the consequences of those actions.
Oh, wow. That sounds awesome.
Yeah.
I'm still my head swimming about the build your own commander thing, because that sounds fantastic. What's going on there?
Yeah, so this was part of this was like a really cool idea we came up with, in that campaigns need. Let me back up a couple things. So I'm sure everybody here has played Warhammer or heard of it. We're in the Legion sphere, like everybody knows about Warhammer. One of the things that I absolutely love about that game is that you can put like a character that either represents you or represents a persona that you've created. Whether it's Dragash, the mighty orc warrior, or whatever, right? So the idea behind this was that you can build a commander for your Legion battle force and have it grow and develop over time, so that it feels like one of these named characters that we would generally play with on the table now. That was something that we felt was kind of missing from the game, and we wanted to inject it into the campaign. So over the course of the campaign, you'll start off with a unit that's probably a little better than a generic commander that also has some sweet command cards, and you'll
so
level
you've got
it up.
custom command cards. Sorry to interrupt you, but I think that's very important.
Yes, so the command cards are not totally tied to the commander. Because the commanders are custom, it would be very difficult to just be like, here are command cards, and regardless of how you level up, you can use them. So what we've done is the command cards don't really make the commander better, they make the army around the commander better. We call them divisional command cards. We've spoiled some on social media, and so basically you could take this commander and you can level it up into a sniper, or you can level it up into a power user, or you can level it up into like a inspiring, like Winston Churchill-esque general type guy. And you can do a combination of those if you want.
Wow.
Depending on how much experience you gain over the course of the campaign.
Holy cow.
Nice. That sounds amazing.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited to check that out. And it sounds like the way you're reporting your games, you don't necessarily have to play the same person, throughout the entire campaign, right?
So technically, no. So the way that this is built out is it's really for like you and a buddy to get together once or twice a month and play some sweet Legion games. And you definitely, if you've got like a group of 4 to like 6 friends, or a group that's more than 2, which I imagine will be quite common, you definitely can trade off, but I would recommend kind of trading off like after the 3rd box, like pair up for 3 boxes and then switch off after that, just because some of the balance things that are in there might get a little wonky if you switch. I definitely think it's modular enough that if you really wanted to, you could definitely like pair off in different sets each box, but the balance might get a little weird from a perspective of I got this thing, and I also got this thing, but there's only one copy of that thing in a given box, and only one person's supposed to have it of the 2. So there is some like asymmetry kind of built into it in that regard.
Gotcha. So for best results, a pair of people. I guess you could like have maybe one person start a different team or something and pair off again. But anyways, yeah. Well, Dan, I guess you're going to be my dancing partner for that one.
Yeah,
so.
we're definitely going to give this a shot.
Oh yeah, yeah. So are you going to also make Han Solo with a lightsaber? Because that's what I'm
those
doing.
minis that are in the box look really good.
Yeah.
So we actually had Skullforge Studios design those.
Oh, nice.
So we partnered with them on that. We may have partnered with them on some things that haven't been seen yet. And so there are other things that we can do there. But yeah, I mean, he did a great job. It was really awesome. We're very happy with them, and we hope everybody else is too. We also, the goal with them was to try and make them kind of faction neutral, so that you can kind of place them where you want, right? So like one clearly feels kind of authoritarian-esque, the other one looks a little bit insurgency, but like you definitely could put them in any army you wanted to.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, I was curious. So it'll work even if you're doing a mirror match of factions against your opponent?
It totally will. So the narrative, so a couple things on that front, I guess, is, yeah, you can pick any factions you want. You can have a faction mirror match if you want. This is completely detached from the Star Wars IP. So basically what we've done is we've gone and we've built our own galaxy far from home, if you will.
Yeah. Less lawyers in that galaxy, I hear.
Yes, totally. So pretty early on, you kind of go to this other setting. Everything works the way that you'd think it would. There are laser swords and mystical powers, right? So things might be called different things, but they definitely are in the spirit of what you would be used to.
They plug and play seamlessly.
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect. Okay. Now, you said that you've got, 6 months planned out currently with an option to go more. Is this going to be a monthly, automatic subscription thing, or do people just go buy the kit a la carte when they want to go to the next month? How's that going to work?
Yeah, so right now it is built out as a monthly subscription. So you can sign up on our site. It is $30 a month for a box plus shipping. And each box supports 2 people. So it's really like $15 a month per person. I'd like to caveat that with that is the, domestically, it turns out to be that much. Shipping internationally has proved a little bit of a challenge for us. If you're willing to pay the shipping costs, by all means, go for it. But we have recently put a digital version up on the site that you can subscribe to, where we will send you basically the files to print it out yourself each month. And that is only available to international customers because shipping is clearly sometimes a problem.
Significant barrier. Yeah,
it is. And actually it's less it turns out it's less the shipping, and it's more, some countries have extraordinarily high import taxes and fees that basically doubled the cost of the box plus shipping. It was $140 for one box, and that's a little much, so we decided to go digital there.
No, that sounds like a perfect solution for that. I know that's definitely what we've been finding. And people are getting a hold of 3D printers in multiple ways these days. So, it just get rid of the old physical media and you can make one appear in your house through the magic of digitality, I guess.
Yeah, and just for clarity, it'll include, the digital version will have both the PDFs of the paper products and STLs of the models as well.
That is the present plan. Yeah.
Cool.
So, it should be. I mean, like anything else that's digital that you have to print, you have to have the things to print them, right? It's not you can't just buy it. And I mean, I guess you could proxy things if you bought it digitally. And the way that we're planning on doing this, so one of the things about the boxes is that a lot of the stuff when you open the box is still secret. When you open the box, you don't get to see what the missions are until you get to each mission. So I think what we're going to do is we're actually going to take the digital files and zip them so that it stays kind of hidden until you're ready to get to it.
Cool.
So yeah.
Then you get the should you choose to accept, which you do because you paid for this. So
And
Yeah,
hopefully
probably
your 3D
should.
printer doesn't self-destruct.
yeah.
Yeah.
So has the first wave gone out then? Is that available?
So the first wave will be shipping in August. So
okay.
we're presently in
We
the
got time.
pre-order phase at this point. Yeah. And so by the end of July, we're gonna start packing the first box and sending it out at the beginning of August. So probably like second, third week in August, they'll start shipping. And after that, every month, we're going to pretty much, we've set up a production line in Jay's warehouse / garage, and we are ready and raring to go.
Awesome.
Yeah. It's been quite the journey on the logistical front for sure.
Yeah, you've got a little channel set up on the official Legion Discord also, in which you're, I guess, fielding questions in there. And Dan had picked out a couple that maybe you haven't gotten to address in public media yet.
Well, the first one was the digital version, but we just went over all that.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's solved.
And then there was a question on there about potentially integrating into a list builder. And since you guys run the Legion HQ list builder, I could see
yes. That seems like a pretty easy line to draw for sure. There are, so basically the answer is yes, we'd like to do that, and we are working on it. The commander portion of it is proving a little bit more challenging than we had anticipated, in that we wanted to make sure that you can include your custom commander on there, wherever its experience happens to be. So that is proving to be a little bit of a challenge. So TBD. Hopefully it will be sooner rather than later, but it's definitely something we're trying to do.
Nice.
Okay. Get those code monkeys working on that then.
More monkeys in there on their typewriters. But awesome. So where can people go to sign up for this?
Yeah, so our website for it is stormtide.thefifthtrooper.com. You can sign up for it all there. You'll also, if you just go to thefifthtrooper.com, it'll be on the landing page, and you can click right on it. It'll take you right to Stormtide. And so right now, it is just kind of like an about page, and it's got the orders, like a store you log into, and you put your order in for your subscription and everything, which you can do monthly or quarterly. And quarterly you'll save a little bit on shipping because that's just a thing. And but once it goes live, the site is actually going to morph a little bit. There's going to be a bunch of blog posts. There's going to be forums where you can talk to other players that are going through everything and see what's different about, like, what happened to me and what happened to you and how are those things different. And hopefully there's a little bit of maybe puzzling out what's going on from a kind of mystery standpoint, because while this is about Legion, it's also very much about narrative and, getting people hyped into a story, right?
So there's going to be a hook.
There's very much a hook. There's very much a hook.
Right.
And actually, I can talk a little bit about the hook because it's on the
website.
Please. So the idea here is that, you are a commander of a battle cruiser during a time of war. Whichever war that is up to you. And you basically get like a communique from your command structure that's like, hey, there's a bunch of scientists that have gone missing on this planet that we've never seen before and just kind of showed up. Like this planet wasn't on our scopes. We don't know how it got there, XYZ. We sent some scientists to check it out. We've lost connection with them.
Oh boy.
And so your mission is to go and find them. And that's kind of the plot hook. As you enter the solar system, someone else's battlecruiser shows up too. And and you
wackiness ensues. Yeah.
Yes, you go from there. So and you'll unravel the mystery as we kind of continue through the story.
I'm just going to be on the lookout for Paul Reiser's character, I think. People gone missing on the edge of space, Man, that absolutely sounds fantastic. And I know me and Dan will probably be reporting our progress along, too, playing along with some folks.
And
you're down, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. And it's great timing, too, because we're kind of in a little lull of content. AMG is still getting their stuff revved up. So,
yeah.
No.
It should be a lot of fun.
We definitely are hoping this kind of gets the Legion community amped. We're also working on some potential organized play stuff that, stores might be able to organize events with, and maybe have some sweet promos and stuff where you bring your Stormtide battle force and you get to fight with, maybe a Legion army that you normally don't get to play with because it's got all sorts of different stuff and custom characters. So we're working on that too. That's also a TBD thing, but likely will happen at this point.
Awesome. Well, Mike, thank you so much for coming on out here and talking to us about that. And I hope you guys have an amazing amount of success with this, because it sounds like there's been a ton of work and planning going into it. And hopefully everybody has a lot of fun. Holy crap. I know I'm really looking forward to it now. But,
yeah, thanks for having me on, guys. I appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing everybody hanging out on the Stormtide forums once they go up.
Yes, we will definitely be checking in there. But, okay, any place people can find you online on the socials or anything you want to plug?
Sure, yeah. You can find me on Facebook under the 5th Trooper Network. We all everybody that works over there kind of shares that account. And then we clearly have the Stormtide Discord channel in the main Legion Discord. And if you have any questions about Stormtide or just want to bug me, you can always reach out to me at mberry@the5thtrooper.com.
Awesome. Okay, thanks again, Mike, and I'm sure we'll be checking back with you in the future.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Okay, yeah, so you going to be playing with me, Dan? We going to do it? Come on, 2-player narrative.
Let's definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I know you've been always the more narrative player. I know I've been a little more competitive, but no, I'd like to dip into that. Or
I think it'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But anyways, we also had some news out of ACO we neglected to mention at the beginning, which was a giant oversight, and we want to say congratulations to Kyle Orchimedes Dornbos, who took home the big W over in Atlantic City Open.
Yeah, beating out Luke Cook.
Yeah,
so
dude.
That's no small feat right there.
No, apparently it was a smaller player pool, but still some very, very talented players over there. But Kyle's a hell of a guy. I got to meet him at the first LVO, and hopefully he can make it out to some other ones. But great guy, great player, and definitely, I'm sure, a well-earned victory there.
Yeah. And related to all this 5th Trooper talk we've had this episode, John, Original Outrider John, has gotten an article up.
Yep, we talked to him a couple weeks ago. Yeah. He was gathering some data. So there is an AA5 article. You guys have probably seen it floating around. He's been doing his due diligence and posting it up everywhere. Mm-hmm. Have you gotten a chance to read it yet?
Oh, yeah. No, I skimmed through it, of course.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
No, it's pretty comprehensive. I mean,
good. Yeah. Okay. I need to get in there. I mean, he is kind of a journalist, public affairs guy, so I'm expecting it's going to be pretty good. So I need to sit down and chew through it myself. And it'll probably make me want to go get a couple of AA5s. Well, I've got one. I need at least one more, I guess. But that was good. Of course, thanks again to Mike for coming in and talking to us about that. Thank you to our Patreon members. Again, that Cantina sign is up for download on the Discord. If you need help with any of that, you can message me on the Discord or via the Patreon app, or just head on over to 6 Up Supply and you can order your own copy of that. Other than that, anything I missed, Dan? You can find Dan over on the Discord as Outrider Dan.
Exactly. Yep.
Man, I keep putting you on your back foot tonight.
No, I was like, let me skim my notes here real quick.
Oh, okay.
All right. No. But no, I don't think we missed anything.
I think we did get it all that time. You can find Dan on the Discord. You can find me on the Discord under Outrider Matt or Captain_Archer at Twitch and on Twitter at GRN_Archer. Take care, Outriders. We'll see you next time, and may the Force be with you.
This concludes the current episode of the Legion Outriders podcast. You may cultivate a tactical advantage by observing the Outriders on Facebook or Twitter at Legion Outriders. Wisdom advocates subscribing to the podcast. Acting otherwise is reckless.